Hello. Hang on. It's 8/9, August 9th, 2023. Easy, girl. Easy. It is sunny / partly cloudy and hot as balls. Balls on the narwhal. There you go. It ain't true unless it rhymes. I gotta stop and get gas on the way home. Put like 20 in her. On this fine day, I did foam glass, which is fun. It's simple as putting the piece on a piece of copper or iron and just pushing. Put a piece on, push it out the way, just barely out the way. Put another piece on, put the seam, tape up the seam, push that piece far enough so it's out the way. Same thing, repeat, 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 repeat. Until you get to the point where you can no longer push it because you can't pick up on the hangers or something like that. It's mostly black iron. And black iron is hard to pick up on. It's very dense. Copper, not so bad. And so, did that all day, ran chilled water with foam glass, and then we kind of started on the heating to kind of, take it off Marcus's plate so that the next time he sends someone out there, he ain't gotta do the heating. It eliminates two things at once. We can run both lines. We weren't necessarily sent out there to run chilled water. We were sent out there to run heat, or we weren't sent out there to do heated. We were sent out there to do chilled. So our worry is us doing that heated, our boss is going to be mad. But to be honest, I doubt it. I do doubt it. But we are hoping that he appreciates it, because we're knocking out two birds with one stone. We're out there for maybe 2-3 days, and we're killing chill water and heating just by running all 4 lines as we go. Done with this job, I don't know where we're going. We're probably going back to St. Dominic, either that or St. Andrews. St. Dominic and St. Andrews are both churches, and the job we're on now is a community college. We do a lot of commercial and we do a lot of industrial, because I am a commercial / industrial insulator. Not residential, we don't do houses. Sometimes we do houses, but that's if they got commercial grade equipment in it. By equipment, I mean duct or units. Very seldom we ever have to do those though. Very seldom. It's like once in a lifetime. job, but hate it at the same time. I hate it because of the BS that comes with it. I love it because of how well I know it. I know the BS, that's why I love it. The BS I hate is the stuff I can't predict. Like, they ran the electrical conduit too close to the hangers, so we couldn't drop the hangers to get insulation run through the tight spots. And so we had to have them completely take off their box, move the conduit, drop the hanger. We insulated through all of it, they put it back up. Our material has to go on before all of that stuff. Because our stuff is going to keep everybody in the building cool. Without that stuff there, it's no bueno. It's no good. Can't do it. Everyone has to get in there and move their stuff. Problem we're facing now is the drywall guys decided to butt their drywall all the way to the black iron. There has to be 2.5 inches all the way around that black iron for us to shove our material through it. And so what we did was we went in with a piece of material and a Sharpie. We put it up there against the wall. We drew a line around it. And they have to come in and cut out the drywall around this pipe so that we can insulate through it. Because this chill water pipe, if it's not insulated, it will sweat, ruining the drywall, the in-wall batting, everything. Even the floor will be ruined because of how bad it will sweat. Because you gotta think about it. Chilled water isn't domestic cold. Domestic cold is just your normal cold water. Chilled water is like 36 degrees, 40 degrees, something like that. It's super cold. It actually might be below that, I don't know. Actually, I think it's 36 degrees. It's just barely above freezing. And that runs to your units to create the cold air that pumps through your house. Now, it's not always at 36 degrees. Because if you think about it, your unit isn't always maxed out on the cold or hot end. There is heated. And the heated, it's different from domestic hot. Your domestic hot is hot enough for you to stand it in the shower without killing yourself. Heated pipe is what heats up your house. It is heated pipe is the pipe that runs through a VAV. The VAVs turn the normal air that's being pumped through your house into heated air. Now there are return ducts, or there's supply ducts. Those are the ones that the VAVs and your chiller units are hooked up to. That's what produces your cold and hot air. Now how that air gets out of there is called return duct. The return duct pulls the air out, therefore replacing the air that can be pumped in. Now, houses don't have a return duct. They have a return location where the air in that one area gets pumped into the unit and pumped out all over the house to be turned into cold air. I said that backwards. It's pumped into the chiller unit, converted to cold air, and then pumped out throughout the house. That's how your houses work. In these commercial buildings that are bigger than normal, there is a return duct. The return duct runs to every room. Almost every room. Sometimes they leave out janitors' closets, and just small hideaway closets, stuff like that. And so what these rooms do is they suck the air out of the room and pump it back to the unit. That way the air is in constant motion in these rooms to keep it from being stagnant, because stagnant air gets hot. You don't want stagnant air in a commercial building. Now bathrooms don't have return, they have exhaust, which cold air is pumped into them and the exhaust air pumps it out. And then in order to keep this rotation going, there is a fresh air unit somewhere in the building. Well, it's not a unit, it's a fan. It pumps in normal air into the building. Mostly into a room that has the most return in it. Or sometimes it's pumped directly into the unit, because air is constantly being pushed out, depending on how many bathrooms there is. Depends on the size of your fresh air. So if you have 6 bathrooms that are decent sized bathrooms, then you're going to have a huge return duct running through your building. And sometimes they're smart with it. They'll put the return on the side where the wind blows in. And so your fresh air gets pumped in cold already, so it's cheaper to cool off because it's being blown in. It's not having to be sucked in by the unit. Air sucked in is being warm because the engine is sucking it in. But if the wind blows it in, then it's blowed in cool, because there's no engine turning it, making it warm up. It's just already cold, pumped into the unit. Takes less to cool it off, saving you money. Because the less that unit has to do to turn your air cold, the more money you save. Same in the winter, except it's being pumped in cold already because the cold air is being blown in. But the less you have to do to heat up the air or cool off the air, the more money you're going to save. That's why they went from electric wiring to heat up houses and buildings to hot water, because it's easier to heat up water than it is to heat up wire, because you have to constantly keep electricity flowing to that point to heat it up, whereas heated water, you only have to heat one spot and it carries that heat through, and it'll slowly warm up the room instead of immediately heating up the room. Y'all are just getting a whole lesson today. Now, chiller units, they have radiators. That's what cools off the air. There's a massive fan blowing from one side through a radiator, out the other side into another radiator, and that's what cools off your room. But now there are several types of units. There are units that are huge that run through 4 or 5 radiators before it's pumped into the room, because it's a lot of cold air that has to be pushed into these bigger buildings, like gymnasiums. Those are like 2 radiator units. Your smaller commercial buildings, they're going to be 1 radiator unit. Now they're expensive either way you go about it. If you're going to have a commercial building, you got to be willing to fork out a lot of money for these units. The bigger your building, the bigger the unit you're going to need. It's going to be a lot more to cool off that big building. Now there's ways around it that are going to cost you less money, but it's going to be a bigger pain. It's going to cost you more in labor. You pump in a bunch of fresh air into your building and just suck in air into this tiny unit and pump it into your area. It's cheaper, but it's more more labor cost. that's just the mechanical side of other people's jobs. I don't even do that stuff. That is just that's just like information on what is going on for the reasons I have to insulate it. Now, mechanical rooms, I don't just do your normal insulation. I also do metal and I do PVC. Both I rarely touch. Our company has specific people who they know are really good at it, they let do. Those guys are paid a lot more than me, obviously. And I can do like the easy parts of it. I just can't do the harder mechanical side of it. And our boss would like for the people who know how to do it, just do it. I can do metal all day, that's easy. PVC is in a mechanical room, it's going to be seen, it has to be very, very neat, and PVC is very delicate, it's very unforgiving. That is the mechanical side, the industrial side of our job. I think at some point I'll eventually get to that. I've done a good bit of it, but I'm an amateur at it, should I say. And we have professionals at our job, or should I say masters at it, that are at our company who get paid way more and they're way faster. So our company just lets them do it, but our boss needs to understand something. If you don't let the helpers learn this stuff, when those guys eventually retire and he throws people at it and they're not understanding what they're doing, he's just going to have to yell at them repeatedly. He's put our guys with the masters and let the masters teach the amateurs what to do. They need to see a lot of it. But here lately, there hasn't been a lot of PVC. I don't know if it's because we're not taking PVC jobs or if they're just not being called for. I have no idea. But here lately, I haven't been on a single job where it calls for PVC. Same with metal. I haven't been on a job in a while that's called for metal. I think that side of our company is being called out. That side of our company is being pushed out or given away. I don't know. It's weird. I do duct wrap. Y'all obviously know. I do fiberglass pipe covering. Y'all obviously know. I do foam glass pipe covering. Then every now and then we do polyurethane, which is very rare. That is a very rare side of our job. Yes, we do it, but it's very rare because most jobs don't call for it. I don't know what the R value on any of our material is. I don't know that much about it, but I should. And I should definitely look into it. Because that is a big part of our job, is knowing the R value of our product. We have to know how to cut 90s on everything. Doesn't matter what it is, you have to know how to cut a 90. Now, metal and PVC, they normally come with pre-made 90s. But if you know how to fabricate these things, you can fabricate them on the job and you could probably make a lot more money. I know that guy back there. Met him at a car show at the Peanut Festival. He's got a really nice Nissan, and he's got a Supra. Ugh, that Supra was gorgeous. It was all white. God, I loved it. I had a 2JZ in both cars. Gorgeous cars, both of them. And he said they don't really get ran, so whenever he takes them to car shows, he tries to run them as much as he can. He tries to run them every day. But for obvious reasons, he can't. Like, he has a job that requires him to use a truck, which is most companies in the South. Well, that's most companies around the United States. The United States is the biggest user of pickup trucks in the world. Biggest. We are the biggest. But the reason for that is because we're a lot of farmland. We're a lot of commercial industry. We're a lot of industrial. We're a lot of private invested companies where we don't have box trucks and stuff like that. We just use our personal trucks or commercial pickups. We'll buy a personal box truck is what I'm gonna do. We had to take all the material at one time. See how Marcus feels about that. We use our personal vehicles at this company because our branch of the company doesn't get to use commercial trucks, because a long time ago someone got into an accident and our boss was like, yep, nope, that's it. No more company trucks for y'all. Pensacola, their branch uses company trucks because that's where our home branch is. We're the Dothan branch. We're just a small little 20-man company, or we're a 20-man branch that makes way more, or we make almost as much as our mother branch does, and all our mother branch does is industrial work. I think they do a little bit of commercial, but I think our branch only does, or our branch does commercial and industrial. Mostly commercial. We're like 65% commercial. That's where our company makes its money from. And because there's so much commercial, our branch is allowed to make more money in the commercial side. We way outdo our mother branch with the commercial side. They way outdo us with industrial, but that's because that's all they do. And they're really good at it. Those guys are really good at the industrial stuff. They do refrigeration units. They insulate those. I think they build the whole thing. I think so. I don't know. That's just what I've heard. I don't exactly know what the mother branch does. It's a whole different branch. Just like I don't know what the mother branch in Jacksonville, Florida does. I don't know what the mother branch in Montgomery does, and I don't know what the mother branch, or not the mother, why am I saying mother branch? I don't know what the branch in Jacksonville does. I don't know what the branch in Montgomery does, and I don't know what the branch in Texas does. I don't even know if there's more branches than that. That's the ones I know of. But I'm pretty sure that all branches do something entirely different. But I know our branch outdoes all the other branches. There's a cop down here. Our branch outdoes all the other branches. Everyone's flashing their lights. There's a cop down here. And it's a good thing and a bad thing because everyone expects highly of us. Because if the mother branch ever falls back a year, our branch picks up the slack, like big time. And then if our branch ever falls behind, the Pensacola branch has got us. Yep, there he sits. He is waiting. He's waiting on you to come over the bottom of that hill. I bet he's an unmarked. our company rarely ever gets behind. Like, rarely. Now, we do have a couple bad years where we didn't make as much as the last. But that doesn't put us, like, we put ourselves, like, almost every year we're above our profit margin. Way above our profit margin. And so, with us being above our profit margin, we're able to, you know, we're able to have some failures, which I think every company does. They make it so if they do have failures on jobs, it's okay because you have plenty of extra to fall back on. Now, given our bosses, our field supervisors, and our boss does not like it at all, period. Without saying, he hates it whenever we lose money on a job. So we will hear an earful of it. And it won't just be the guys who did the job. It'll be everyone. And I mean it. Everyone will hear about it. We'll whip in here real quick. I gotta get gas. Is that an Evo? No, it's just a Lancer ES. Oh, back up. Okay, it's in neutral. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I gotta start my car. Hang on. Put $20 in this old girl. I gotta press my fancy button. If you hide it under the dash, no one knows. But you also have to have a fancy Honda key. If you don't have the fancy Honda key, you can't start the car. Got a half tank. That'll make me through to next Wednesday, I believe. It's hot. One of these days I'll have a car with AC. Preferably this one. Because I would like to gut everything that's not needed in this car and turn it into a race car. Which I think if I don't know. What's heavier, glass or plexiglass? I hear an airplane. Oh, the police done got him one. No, we don't. What are you doing? Are you just sitting on the side of the road? I don't know what's going on. I guess he stopped somebody that's walking. Oh, he stopped an older lady. Searching her and everything. See, it's hot, and I'm having to dap my eyes. That's how hot it is. The other day, it was raining, so I didn't have to dap my eyes. I think the other day was yesterday, quite literally. I'm not positive now. Thought it was going to rain today. Because there's rain clouds up there, they just ain't raining. What y'all about to do out there? Y'all need to make more truck parking. Big truck parking is what I need to do. And I need to pay attention to what I need to do. So. We're into this, dude. Now that y'all know a lot about the mechanical side and the insulation side of my job, although the mechanical side, like the units and the duct and running, I don't do all that. But y'all do know a good bit about it now, so y'all understand it. If there's anything you want to know, comment below, let me know, and I can answer it in future questions. Come on back, dude. I gotta go that way. I love my little fancy car. Sounds good when she wants to. I'm gonna start remixing songs. You know that song "We Can Dance If You Want to." She could sound good if she wanted. Start remixing the 80s songs to my car. Me old car. See, if I ever go to England, I'm gonna be the dude that brings a Camaro. Or no. Bring a Corvette. That way people looking at me like, oh my God, he has a Corvette. I come out and I'm all American. They're just like, what? He's American too? No wonder. Cheap man's Ferrari is what they call it. But if you think about it, or it's the poor man's Ferrari is what they call it. If you think about it, that's just American engineering. It's cheap because it's made cheap. And it's still somehow faster than most foreign cars that are way stupid priced. Like, they are priced outrageously for no reason. But I'm going to end the video here, guys. Remember to have an amazing week, even though there's 2 days of this week left. Be happy, be good, be successful. If you ain't going to be successful, be good. If you're not going to be good, be happy. Make sure you're always happy. Live stress-free. Live stress-free. Be kind to the next person. Pass it on. Be kind to someone and ask him to be kind to the next guy. Let's make the world a better place. A kinder place. Because the only way we're going to make a better place is by ending world hunger. It's the only way. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.